What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the top free agents of the class of 2024. With that, let's get straight into it. Number one, I am going to have to go with Justin Jefferson. He's the best non-quarterback in the league, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. I mean, when he's healthy, which that was only 1 year where he wasn't healthy, he is one of the best he's the best wide receiver in the league, and it isn't really that close. I would predict that he stays with the Vikings, but I will not be giving predictions for all of them. Next up is Tristan Wirfs. Tristan Wirfs is a very, very good tackle, and I think that people want to spend money where the tackle is at to protect their quarterback, especially protect their blind side where they can't see. They just have to have blind trust in a guy, and he's one of the best guys. He's a young 24-year-old who has lots of potential and has already unlocked most of it and is so good and talented. And next up is Jordan Love. And Jordan Love was kind of weird because in the beginning of the year he was playing terribly, but then towards that end of the year they made that playoff push and he started playing amazing. Of course, that last play that he had didn't go off on a high note, but he put up against the fight against the Niners. Now he'll have more weapons, Josh Jacobs, more people to help him going into a contract year. Next up is CeeDee Lamb. Now, CeeDee Lamb, I feel like, could have been argued for Offensive Player of the Year. Just in that conversation, I don't think he would have won it. But what he was doing was amazing. He was putting up so many numbers in that Dallas offense, and it was just amazing to watch him play. And I don't know where he'll go next, but he'll be putting up yards wherever he goes. Next up is his teammate, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is kind of weird because he was in the MVP discussion, but he probably had a chance to win it if he did not play terribly in the playoffs, which he did play absolutely terribly. And that's kind of a career thing. It wasn't just 1 year where that's happened. This has been an ongoing event. And I don't know if teams want that, but he will put up numbers, and I think there is a chance that he could get better. And next up is another quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Now, he's in a weird kind of thing because he is in a very system offense where he just has to throw the ball to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill makes yards and scores the touchdown. Now, I don't know if that's what I would really want to be seeing out of the guy, but that's what happens. I'm sure the Dolphins would like to keep him, but this is a massive year depending on how much money he gets for the rest of his life. He could have a smaller deal, or he could sign a gigantic deal depending on how the season goes for him. Next up is T. Higgins. Now, T. Higgins I wouldn't have been surprised if he got traded during the draft this year, but he did not, and he will keep on going. But I think after this year, he does not remain a Bengal. He will be a number one wide receiver almost anywhere else but Cincinnati, and he would get so many targets. He's a great wide receiver, but he kind of just gets overlooked with other guys like Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase taking some of that attention too, so he gets a little less, but he is still an amazing wide receiver. And next up is another wide receiver, Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk was kind of in the same boat where he could have easily been traded, but he was not traded, and it really could have happened. But Brandon Ayuk is an incredible route technician with good hands, and he was making some tweets where he was saying he wanted out of San Francisco, but at the end of the day, I think he would stay in San Francisco, but I can't really see him leaving there. But due to a trade, but I could definitely see him leaving a free agency next year. Next up is Trey Smith, an amazing guard who has another teammate, Creed Humphrey, who could also be in here, but I feel like Trey Smith has a better position. They're both incredibly good, but I think that Creed Humphrey Trey Smith will get his money wherever he goes because he is an unbelievable guard. And it's really wherever he goes, he will get his money worth of how he's been playing the past couple of years. He will get what he deserves. And that's that. Next up is Jevon Holland. Now, Jevon Holland is a very, very good safety for the Dolphins, but I don't think he'll stay in Miami just because how many people they have to pay. I don't know how much longer Tyree has in Miami. I know he said he might retire in a year or two. I don't know if that was just but if that is just for his podcast, I think that they would still just have to pay so many people like Jalen Waddle and Tua, him, and other important key pieces where they already had to let go of Christian Wilkins. Thanks for watching this video. On screen is another video where I had 7 teams that could surprisingly make the playoffs. Make sure to watch that video, and I'll see you in my next video.